Good afternoon, everybody from Universal Studios. We are back for a few small Halloween Horror Nights updates. It's also 108 degrees right now. I'm very, very hot. But the big reason we're coming in is there's some information pertaining to the HHN Tribute Store for the 2023 season. Now, before we go into the park, check everything out, I do want to head back over to Cinnabon for a few more little Chucky shenanigans happening inside of that store. And also, I do want to make a quick note on the crowd levels. They are very low right now. The longest line in both parks would be Hagrid's at 60 minutes, which is the lowest I've seen, I feel like, in a very long time. So that summer crowd wave is starting to come down, and I think it will continuously drop for a little while until we get into that Halloween season. Either way, let's go ahead, head over to Cinnabon, then get into the park and show you everything that's going on here at Universal Studios. Again, over here at Cinnabon, we have a few more touches to the Chucky situation happening underneath the counter. So if you come take a look over here, now in the back, they actually have some photos, I believe. I don't think that they had those Chucky photos last time we were in here. So we did see the dolls, and we did see the We Are Back stitches, but now they have Chucky dolls along the back, kind of experiencing Universal. So that is kind of fun. We'll continue to keep up with it, but as of now, I think this is probably all they'll do because they've pretty much taken up all the space inside of Cinnabon here. You know I do have to give you some updates as we walk in. Nothing new with the truss here, nothing new with the truss there, and also no medallion. Let's keep moving. As we are actually heading into the park, I totally forgot we need to actually pick up our Ultimate Fear Pass for the Halloween Horror Nights season. We ordered these like a few weeks ago, and now we need to actually get them from Will Call over here. So thankfully, Nicole has gotten in line. So let's go ahead and pick these up real quick. All right, and we picked up our Frequent Fear. Again, this is the Ultimate, so we can go every single night of Halloween Horror Nights. And how ironic that we have Beetlejuice music going as we pick these up. Either way, continuing on, I will let you know nothing new with these two trusses outside of the gates here. Let's head inside. I know, a little boring, but again, nobody's using the turnstiles. I have seen these open though in the morning, so they are fully functional. We're just not using them. Because look, I mean, nobody's coming into the park right now. They don't need to have that many open. Here we go into our entry facade, and as we have been noting, we do think somebody will be up top. And again, I think the guess is definitely gonna be Dr. Oddfellow, most likely. And people were like, well, there's no stairs, there's no way to get up, or a ladder rather, to get up there. And now they have put in this new kind of piece over there. Definitely looks like it's hiding something, and my guess is it's some sort of ladder contraption. And I don't know if the camera will be able to pick it up, but there are definitely some stairs there, zigzag pattern all the way up. So we can definitely confirm somebody will be going up there. Who? We don't know yet, but people were definitely questioning whether or not we were getting somebody up top, and I think this is a 100% confirmation that that will be happening. Nicole has not been with us since we've been doing these updates recently, so all of this is going to be brand new to her. If you have any insight, Nicole, let us know what you feel like things could be. I mean, I've been giving my thoughts, but let me know what you might feel. This has been new for about a week now, but I do see a few touches that have been put in here. So first and foremost, take a look at those little spires, almost like pointy spires up there, look almost like needle-like. You can see there is a bat now in the center up there. So that is definitely new. And then over here on the left-hand side, I think they added some lighting structure. Right there, you can see, looks like there are almost like some hands holding up the lighting structure. Also, it looks like some sort of dragon-esque style thing there. I don't totally know. But again, we do have this wagon. I do like that the wheels even kind of have a spider web design, so I feel like they definitely touched up all of this here. It's not just like some basic wagon. They are adding some touches. Really do like that. So again, something new here would be the lights here, and then the little emblems that we're seeing, and then these like pillars. So they're definitely making it a little darker as of now. How do you feel about it, Nicole? Is it weird? Is it creepy?
I think I'm just taking it in right now.
Just soaking in the
I feel
craziness?
like if it's like a horse's carriage, like it looks massive.
Yeah, it's big, isn't it? This
or
whole
like train cart almost.
I don't really know. I think it's like a traveling circus. That's what I'm kind of getting out of it.
It's huge, whatever it is.
I know, and that's like, I don't know if the camera can serve it justice. I mean, it is a very, very large piece. It's even bigger, like I said, than the Jungle of Doom option over there. And I will take a look in the back, but it doesn't look like there's too much new outside of, again, these lights and then some of the like emblem work that we do have along this piece here. They might have removed some lights from this truss. I feel like this one had a ton of lights. I'm gonna have to go back and look, but I feel like there's 5 now on that one, and there's only 4 on this one. And I feel like this one had like 9 to 11. I mean, there was a lot on this one. Definitely more than like 5 or 6. I don't know. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Swinging in around back, it looks like they added those pillar-like structures back here as well. We do have an open door. All I can see in there is like wood pieces, so I don't know if that's gonna be work that they add to the structure later. Don't totally know. It still is a little weird that this whole front is just like blocked off at this point now. But either way, again, not too much new with this, just those pieces that I was kind of pointing out already. And just like that, now it's closed off. So this little extended queue portion over here for VillainCon is now gone. This was up, what, 3 days ago, 4 days ago when I did the original updates here. So now that is closed off, the wall there, this portion is gone. We'll have to see if they end up opening it back up, but either way, closed up. As we head into Dark Zodiac, it looks like they removed some of the walls around the set piece over here. So Nicole was just asking, she said, is this the same scare zone as the front scare zone? And I do need to reiterate, these are not the same scare zones. That scare zone up there is going to be that Dr. Oddfellow scare zone. I think it's a collection of horror, I believe. And then over here is Dark Zodiac. So they are very close this year, as you can see. Before, the first scare zone kind of started over by Despicable Me. Now it's starting like right as you get into the park. So don't be confused when I'm walking through these zones. These are not all in the same. They are definitely two different scare zones. Even though they kind of have some overlap with Dr. Oddfellow, they are two separate scare zones. They are just very, very close at this point. I will finish this scare zone before we go show you about the HHN stuff, but that will be here in just a second here. But I want to show you right now, it looks like they have removed the walls that have been kind of covering this scare zone. So take a look. These little barricades are now missing, and now we can get a much better look at the weight that is on the other side of this pole, which again, I think is gonna come down into this little warp pipe here. Now that you can get close, I mean, this is kind of crazy how close we are. Obviously don't wanna touch anything here, but a lot closer, and we can get very good perspectives inside of here now. The only real difference I can see here would be these new pillars that they added, and I'm guessing that these are gonna have some sort of object on them, because if you take a look, the wood is actually angled, and it looks like it aims pretty close to the one on the bottom, I think, unless it's just meant to be like spires. But I could see them laying like a piece like this, like kind of across them both. I don't know yet, but that's what I'm kind of imagining. So there might be like a plate of some sort that kind of comes along with it. Also, we do have a fog machine over here. And if you come around the corner, we have even more electronics, or it looks like it, unless they just spread it all out. But this definitely looks like they added a lot more electronics over here. And this is the other side, again, the same type of pillar. So I'm thinking they might do some angled work on both ends of this as you kind of walk in. I do want to point out something from what some of you viewers have been saying is potentially there's going to be different elements to the scare zones. Again, I don't know enough of it, but apparently we're hearing about water, fire, earth, things like that. So over there, I think that pertains to like the water element. And then over here, I think this was the fire one. I'm not super knowledgeable about all of that, but either way, I could see them kind of doing 3 at a time. So it almost seems like you have like 3 zodiac symbols here. I think we're getting 3 zodiac symbols down there. So I could almost see them setting up 2 more sets of 3 to give you that 12 zodiac symbol scare zone. Another random fog machine set up here. My guess is in the next few days, we're gonna get a lot of set pieces that kind of come into here, or at least a few more pieces to kind of set things up. They might roll out a lot of stuff into this scare zone for like the night of Halloween Horror Nights. It might not be a high set piece scare zone for like daytime guests, and instead they might be rolling things out kind of around the corner. We don't totally know yet, but that might be my guess. One more fog machine over here. And oh, we do have Bart and Homer doing meet and greets over there. And then also right around the corner, they have again removed the barricades over here for the scare zone. So now you can get much closer. After looking at these kind of angled wooden pieces here, it almost makes me feel that the angled wooden pieces over at the other set might actually not hold anything, because these don't look like they line up super well with each other. So maybe they're just meant to give you kind of like a spike style look to it. Don't totally know, but now we can get very close to all of this. We can come face to face with the beetle slash crab over here. Nicole hasn't seen it. What do you think about this? Do you feel like it's a beetle or a crab? We're solving a debate.
It looks like a beetle to me, but if people are saying it's based on like the element sign, it wouldn't be either. Because Scorpio is the water, and the water is like the fish and the yin-yang symbol. So I don't really know.
Well, we do have the fish, and then we have the scorpion.
But this isn't the yin-yang.
So the beetle wouldn't be water?
Beetle's not a zodiac
Or
sign.
I'm sorry, the crab wouldn't be the water?
No, crab's not a water sign.
What would the crab be? All right, Nicole was mistaken. So it is, the Cancer is the crab. So this is all 3 water elements. We almost had them going for a second, Nicole. I just don't think either of us are very well versed in the zodiac symbols. So
That's
Nicole's,
what I was thinking.
yes.
But it's that and the crab, I guess.
Correct.
Like the
So
Scorpio is the scorpion and the M.
yeah, so I think we just don't know enough about zodiac symbols, and that's probably where we might need to do a little bit more research on this scare zone in general. Now, before we do get out of this scare zone, I want to show you what you can do over here for the new HHN Tribute Store coming along. And this is what I was telling you about. So this is pertaining to the HHN Tribute Store. So you can actually get your photo put into one of these comics here. I believe you can choose one of the 5 that we see here. I'll tell you all about it when we go and do it. We're just about to right now. But just so you can see, the locations you can do that would be the 5 and Dime, the Hollywood Tribute Store, and then the All Hallows Eve Boutique. So this is the current location for the Hollywood Tribute Store, which is actually just across the way, and they have a sign over there. But I assume maybe in the future it might switch. But from what I see, again, you can go ahead, get this done, and then I think it's going to hang up in the Tribute Store, and you do get your 1-of-1 cover. Will be displayed over here all season long, and then I believe you get it at the end of the season. So we're gonna go get this taken care of right now. I'll let you know how it goes, how much it costs. I don't believe there's any discounts, but I will let you know. All right, let's head into the 5 and Dime, go figure out how we can do this, and then again, I will give you all of the details.
1 and 5, you can only do 1 person, but 2, 3, and 4, you can fit like 2 people in it. And at the end, not only they'll ship it to you, it's not just a cover, it's actual comic book.
All right, so you're gonna come in here and then you're going to choose one of the 5 options here, and you're gonna fill out the documentation here that will then actually select. So at the bottom, you do have to select beforehand which comic you do wanna do. So it does look like 2, 3, and 4, you can have more than 1 person. It looks like 1 and 5 will only be 1. So I think Nicole and I will probably choose one that allows us to go ahead and both be in the photo, as well it is on a per comic basis. So you will be paying that $89 based on 1 comic, so it's not a per person. If you do decide to do 2 here, it will just still be the $89 for the single comic. As we are walking out of the 5 and Dime, it looks like they almost put some Jungle of Doom touches in here. You can see the vine, the netting, these boxes. Kind of feels like Jungle of Doom, does it not? So we went ahead and purchased our comic book, and we need to go home. We have 48 hours to go ahead and get that photo submitted. We both have to be in the photo with a scared face and full body, they said. So just so you guys know, you have 48 hours upon purchase to do that. It should be hung up inside of the Tribute Store. If you guys see our photo in the Tribute Store this year, please tag us on Instagram. It would be a lot of fun to have that, just so we know that people have seen the photo. Who knows, we might be like in the corner in the bottom, I don't know. But if you do see it, tag us on Instagram, we'd really appreciate it. Now, we need to continue on to the Jungle of Doom scare zone, but I do wanna let you know that you can do this again at 5 and Dime, right there at the Hollywood Tribute Store, or again over at the All Hallows Eve Boutique in Islands of Adventure. We're still waiting on Mel's drive-in to come back online. Hopefully soon enough we'll see it. It might honestly just be Mel's die-in the next time we see it. Let's go take a look at the little bar over here, see if we see anything new. We might have pigeon on the menu today. Just kidding, we have pretty much nothing new over here. Kind of all looks the same. They have the cash registers all kind of wrapped up, those heating lamps, and kind of this like heating bin, and then basically all of the tools that they're going to have inside of these areas. Also, it looks like at the back corner there, they do have a little wash station, so hopefully everybody is staying sanitary when they are cooking your food. Let's go ahead and get into Jungle of Doom now. I also did take a quick peek. The food booth over here doesn't look to have any differences, and same with that little facade over there with the waterfall happening. But right away, it looks like this entry area is still kind of the same at this moment. I don't know how much more they can really do with this. Again, this is Nicole's first time seeing all of this. You'll have to let us know your thoughts, Nicole. Again,
Nice so far.
doesn't it? It looks really good. I do see, I think they backed this up actually a little bit. I think that little piece was more over to the left here. Also, they opened up the front there. So I thought originally there might have been a boo hole, but now I just think it's an entire curtain that they will go ahead and jump out of. Maybe they added a few more touches of moss to a lot of this, but it does look pretty similar to the things we are seeing. Nicole just asked me, she goes, is that a boat? And I don't know. I don't know if anybody knows what this is gonna be. I think it's meant to be like a teepee or something? Yeah, right?
Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
can see a teepee or like half like a canoe maybe, but
that's what I said.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it's gonna be. And then you have like these turtle shells that all look different. I don't really know. But as of now, we're
I
just...
thought they were leaves.
They're leaves? Oh, are they
I mean,
leaves?
the turtle shell makes more sense, but I'm like, are they a leaf?
They might be a leaf or they might be a turtle shell. I have no idea what this structure is. It actually does look like they have stacked these together a lot tighter and a lot more structured now, so I will say that. They were kind of just like weirdly laid out. I think this is definitely more solidified at this point. They might shift it a little bit, but this feels like it's definitely more of like their long-lasting piece. It's not gonna be moving around too much. Over here, it looks like they put almost like these big hay bale things on the ground there. Ew, there's some gum.
Rude.
That's gross. As I explained before, we do have some layers here to the shrubbery here. It was definitely kind of flat before, and now they've raised up the back, so it's definitely given it a lot more texture, and you can definitely tell. Also, I do want to quickly note, I have changed a few of the color settings inside of my camera. Let me know if you notice any difference. Are things a little bit more vibrant? Do they pop a little bit more, or is it weird? I don't know. I did some small adjustments. I just want to see how it looks. It does look like they added a little bit of vine work here to some of these giant planters is kind of what I'm calling them. And there's definitely a little bit more shade now added. Also, I think that they moved these bats because the other bat was like right there. So they added one right here, and that one doesn't have a face, I think, anymore. Unless, do we have another bat somewhere? I don't think we do. Where's the other bat? Because this one got a face eventually and now it's gone. And coming over here, this is all new on the other side of this fence. I'll go ahead and show you a little bit. So it definitely kind of gives me like a camp vibe. Doesn't this almost feel like it's more like camping versus like a jungleism? I guess technically you could camp in the jungle.
Like the person who crashed is like set up like refuge.
Oh.
Like here's their like refuge station.
Okay.
Their makeshift tent, their supplies, like they're stuck. Someone's stuck here.
Okay, that's why we need your insight. So somebody has set up refuge here, and this was their camp inside of the Jungle of Doom, and now it's coming together around them? Is that kind of what we're assuming? Because all these things, oh, by the way, I guess we were on the wrong side of the bat. So now it faces this way maybe? Or maybe I don't remember, but it does look like the bat is actually with the correct face. Maybe I'm just totally wrong. I thought it was like right here though. All right, here is a tricky one. Up in the trees, it looks like they have kind of put in some hardware that I think they're gonna be hanging some stuff from. I don't believe that was there. There's some like pieces way up there at the top of that tree, but there's a few right here, and you can definitely see they look like they're almost like mounting brackets of sorts. So I wonder if we're gonna be getting something hanging from these trees still that have not been inserted. Aha, gotta keep your eyes out. You gotta look up a little bit more. But I don't know if I see them on any of the other trees. Oh yeah, okay. So they're on some of them. They're just zip tied for now. But they have something here that's gonna be going into the trees for sure. I don't know what yet. I definitely feel like they are putting a lot of these pieces together a little bit cleaner. Before it was kind of scattered. Here you can see again, they're putting the plant in there. I think they're really trying to tighten everything up and make it feel a little bit more different than some of the others. Because again, they felt very copy pasted, but now they're adding their own little touches to each of these little sets. So like right there, you can see that one has more netting on that one. The one we just walked by was more like moss and plants. This one, again, you have some plants, mosses and netting, and then like these like rice bag things. And then we come to the end and we can see the spider's still here. So nothing quite new. Oh, what is this? Is this a duck? Is this for us? Oh.
It's like the little Jeep ducks.
I feel like people like hide ducks around the park, so I guess, do we take it? Do you rehide them?
It's a cow duck.
It's a cow duck, but we found a duck.
Part of HHN.
No. Well, all right, we're gonna Google it before I have to put this back. All right, we're going to currently keep this rubber duck. I don't think it's part of the scare zone because this wouldn't fit in really. So let me know what we're supposed to do with these. Do we keep them? Do we rehide them? If I'm not supposed to be taking this, I'll come put it back in the spot, but I think somebody hid it there because it was white and white. I also feel a little bad, but let me know. What do I do with the rubber ducks? I believe we are done with the Jungle of Doom scare zone. So what are your thoughts on this one, Nicole? How do you feel it's coming together? What do you think about it?
I think it looks really cool so far. I think it's like weird how some scare zones seem so empty, but this one seems so put together.
Yeah.
I kind of hope they put something in that opening where that staircase is, but I loved this scare zone last year, so I'm excited to see it in action this year.
Yeah, I think this was my #1 scare zone for like most anticipated, and rightfully so. I feel like it's a very jam-packed scare zone. Really excited to see what happens with it. I wonder if this booth will get popping for Halloween Horror Nights because people are gonna wanna rock their Zodiac symbol and kind of walk through Dark Zodiac. But here you go, we were just taking a look here. These are some of the other symbols, not necessarily like the actual like physical ones like you would see, again, like the fish, the ram, etc. This is kind of almost like, I don't even know, just like the weird looking symbols. And this is why Nicole originally thought that the cancer was like the peace sign almost, is because it technically is this, but it's also the crab. How excited are you for the swamp coming to the DreamWorks land?
I'm gonna be there non-stop. You can ride whatever you ride. I'm gonna be living in the swamp with Shrek.
Nicole loves Shrek. I think it's probably one of her favorite movies, if not her favorite movie. So I think this is gonna be a big hit, at least for you. Way out there on the bridge, we see a food booth. We gotta go check that out. Walking through Simpsons Land first. Here we go, another food booth. I feel like we used this one last year, like exactly this one. And this was definitely one that was themed. I think this is meant to be like the Monsters theme. Properly reusing, I'll give them credit because this feels dark. I feel like we're getting kind of that Paris catacomb vibe here. I think this is going to be the Monsters House food booth. So the Universal Monsters unmasked here. It's not as fascinating to me just because I feel like I've seen this last year. But I'm glad that they have, again, another themed food booth. Really quick before we continue on with the video today, I would like to ask if you are enjoying this type of content, please consider subscribing to the channel, turning that little bell notification on. It really means a lot, and you will be informed anytime we do release a new video. We are out here fighting the heat for you guys to give you these updates and show you everything happening at Universal Studios. And like I said, my camera is a million degrees right now. It is very hot to hold. But let's continue on and head over to Shipyard 32 because there are some new updates over there. Nothing new over here at the Peacock Bar is what we are assuming, but right over here we have signage for Shipyard 32, which means I feel like this might be the first zone to have their official title listed. I guess Vamp 69 kind of does, but it's not really Vamp 69 over there. It's meant to be like the 69 Fest thing that's happening, so either way, take a look, and I think that's Dr. Oddfellow's symbol on the back there. And there it is. Look at the giant crate. And just like I said, we are getting some sort of like construction equipment, like one of those, I don't know what you call this. It's like one of those cranes that sits on the dock. And that was my guess, is that's what I was like, there's gonna be something like that, and it was gonna be here. Do you remember when I called that? I called this like weeks ago. Oh, you weren't with me, dang it. Well, either way, I definitely called this, and it looks pretty good. I like that it is right above all the boxes here. It looks like this one has crashed and it is busted open, which means that all of the creatures and beings are probably escaping it now. I wonder if they'll put like a floorboard in there or if they're gonna put some decorations in there. Very interested to see how they kind of put this one together, but this is very cool looking. Have not seen this yet. Wow. That's big, that's a big box. That's as tall as both of those.
Yeah.
I did not realize that. Here's measurement, for example. How tall are you? 5'4"?
5'2", 5'3".
5'3" maybe? Yeah, it's massive, isn't it? It's crazy how big this is.
It smells so much like the stove.
It does, it smells like fresh wood. They probably just, oh yeah, look at this. You can see this is like, almost like sawdust on here. They just freshly did this, it looks like. The nails in there look fresh. That's funny. This bottom board I think is like the fresh board. They probably did the rest and then needed to have like a base plate. Wow, just take a look at this thing. That is cool. I like it. They did a really good job with it. What does it remind you of?
Like an oil rig.
Kind of, I guess that's what I'm thinking of. It was like almost like an oil rig, but it's like over on like the bay, they have like these big cranes and they actually lift like the boxes off of the ships and then bring them onto land. And that's what I think this is meant to be. Obviously, I think they're a lot bigger than this normally. I didn't even look back here, but take a look. This I think is gonna be a door, a little bit of a small door. And I think I was telling you, I think somebody's gonna pop out on the other side over here, so I'll show you. But I think this is how they're actually gonna get in, again, right there. So I think, again, they're gonna climb in through this box, come up here, and then kind of come hang over the top here and really come after you. That's gonna be really, really cool. I like this. A lot of like set right here though, not a lot of maneuverability. So I wonder how the kind of flow is gonna work, if they kind of keep this to the scare actors more so, or if people are gonna be allowed to go back there or not. Also, that is so cool. Look at how they make this piece look like it's like hanging. They use almost like these like straps in the back. It kind of gives it this like broken look as if it's like shattered open. I really like how they have done the set work with this. It very much feels like it is breaking and kind of contorted just a little bit. All right, one last look as we get out of Shipyard 32. Really like that. I love that whole set piece. This might actually make its way to #1 just based on the set. I don't know, Jungle of Doom's really good too. Oh, I didn't realize they put like a light on top of the little lighthouse thing up there. Like right over there. Huh, did not even notice that. Goodbye, Shipyard 32. Again, if you guys can see up in the little rust spot in the top right, there is Dr. Oddfellow's symbol. Groovy Bus 2023, I'm telling you, we're making it a thing. It would be cool if they did like little rides on the Groovy Bus, wouldn't it? Like you got to go in and they had almost like a mini like terror tram like they have over in Hollywood, but instead you just kind of like putz around the park a little bit, or at least in the scare zone. I don't know, maybe kind of interesting, but maybe that's just dumb. So as I mentioned, this is Music Fest 69 listed on the boards here, not Vamp 69. So that's why I do think Shipyard 32 is the first scare zone that actually has the physical name there. Also, I want to point out, so I believe we're getting the HHN Tribute Store back over here in New York. And then from what I heard is I think the Christmas Tribute Store will actually go back to Hollywood. So maybe they're going to be swapping them back and forth. So as one is open, they're working on the other one, so that way they don't have to tear it down so early and prepare it, but instead they could actually kind of go back and forth, allowing them to work on it while the season is still going, which is actually kind of smart, but it could also be confusing for some guests. Either way, still excited that we're doing the New York Comic Book Store inside of New York this year. That's going to be a lot of fun. Nothing new here, still no menu items. I don't know when we're going to get those. We will continue on over here. I think that's probably going to be it. Again, I am going to take a look for you here. But also, I do want to point out, the Taste of Terror was canceled the other day. I don't know if because there was a lot of negative reviews coming out from it that they decided that they wanted to kind of shift how it was done. But I was kind of watching a few videos of people that did it, and it doesn't seem like it was really worth the money at the current moment. So maybe they're shifting it. Universal is amazing about making changes on the fly and doing it fast. So let's hope that that is changed up and people have a little bit of a better experience over there. So I think, what do you believe this is? You think this is good, guys?
I think it's Chucky related, yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting to think that we have two different Chucky booths here, though, and they're not next to each other. At least the booths over there for The Last of Us are at least together. I don't know yet. I guess we'll have to see on that one. I would like to let you guys know that VillainCon Minion Blast is also accepting Express Lane now. They did open this because the land is officially open. So if you guys have Express, feel free to use it on VillainCon Minion Blast. Well, that is going to do it for the updates, the Halloween Horror Nights Tribute Store stuff going on, and just every little piece that is kind of coming together here at Halloween Horror Nights 2023. If you guys did enjoy today's video, please give it a thumbs up. It means a lot. Lets YouTube know that people want to see this type of content. But we need to go ahead, get some AC, and get out of here. Thank you for hanging out with us today. We'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.